this is Antoine with the Out and Up Friday Spotlight. In our Friday Spotlights, we just simply want to take a quick moment to spotlight a young athlete, whether it's in high school or even college or even a past guest, where they've either been on the show or someone that we just want to highlight just the awesome things that they're doing in the sport. And so today we're blessed to have an awesome guest for me locally here, right in the North Carolina area. But we're blessed to have an awesome guest, Miss Skylar White, which is a basketball player here at E.E. Smith. So Skylar, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Are you ready to get into the questions?
Sure.
All right. So we're going to get right into questions. Skylar, where are you originally from, born and raised?
I was born and raised in Meridian, Mississippi.
All right. How long have you been in the Fayetteville, North Carolina area?
I've been in Fayetteville for about 4 years, 5 years.
All right. And what grade are you actually in?
I'm a senior. I'm in 12th grade.
All right. And what position do you play at E. Smith in basketball?
I play point guard.
All right. How long have you been playing basketball?
Since I was about 8 years old in Germany.
All right. And what actually inspired you to start playing?
It was just all, I've always been playing sports since I was little. It started off with soccer, and then just to stay active, we picked up a basketball. And it also helped that my mom also played. So it's just always been in the family.
All right. All right. Did you have a love for playing soccer? Did you want to play soccer long term, or did you instantly kind of gain that love for basketball once you started playing?
I did, but then once basketball came, I gained a love for basketball.
All right. I always like to ask the young athletes who have parents that play, what was it, a pressure to play basketball? Having your mother play before you?
It wasn't a pressure to play. It was just kind of, something that's always there. And I mean, I had other options, but basketball just really stuck.
All right. So then I'll ask on the flip side, what were some of the benefits having a basketball player right there within your home?
Being around it a lot. Also, they already have kind of idea of what's going on. So her being able to train me and help me out, and also help from my dad as well. It was a lot of help to get me where I am today.
All right. What are some of your, you think the best parts to your game? As you look at your game, I know as an athlete, you're always looking to improve, but what do you think are some of your strengths in basketball?
My strength, definitely mid-range. My mid-range, that's and my IQ, being able to.
All right, cool. So what I won't do on the show is ever ask a player, what are some areas they want to work on? We're going to leave that up to the opponent to figure out the areas that you still need to kind of grow in. But I caught wind of you recently, Skylar, as I was just kind of searching in that, another social media friend of mine. I saw you making your announcement on what school you'll be taking your talents to. And what university will you be taking your talents to after you finish your senior year at E. Smith?
I'll be going to Virginia State University.
Oh, that's cool. What was it about Virginia State to make you kind of finalize that as your final decision?
It's a family. The players, they're all around each other. The coaches really care for you, and also the staff, they also care for you as well. It's a family environment. It's also HBCU, so being around the people who I can relate to, it's really what stood out to me.
All right. What were there some other schools that were in the close running as you finalized your decision?
So another school was Augusta State down in Georgia. They were also in the close running.
All right. So I always like to ask my guests, let the young student athlete, and this could be middle school, even a young high schooler, what are some things you advise the young athlete to look at in making their decision to what school they're going to?
Also, always feel wanted. You want to feel like if you go here, they're going to care for you. They're going to want you to be the best to your own. They're going to push you. They're not just going to slack off. That's a big thing, that you're going to also feel like a family within the team.
All right. That's good. Good information. And so as you get ready to kind of, and I know we're early in this year's high school, what I guess I'll ask this, what are some of your goals for this season in high school basketball?
Long term, definitely state championship, definitely going all the way. Short term, to grow as a player, and also for all the underclassmen to help them grow as well, because they're going to be in my position soon. So it's just to help them out a little bit and to let them see all the things that I've already seen going through it.
All right. And so I know already from a little bit of research that you also played some travel ball. To the young athlete, how important when it comes to molding and shaping your game is it to play travel ball?
It's very important. It's a lot of exposure. You have so many different coaches looking for so many different players. It's gonna really help in the long run. If I didn't play AAU, it probably would have been a lot harder for me to have looks and also get the offers that I also received. It all comes with mentality, just working hard on the court at every chance you get.
That's good. That's good. So in watching your video where you were naming, the school that you'll be attending, one of the awesome things stuck out to me was your mother brought up the fact that you were also doing well in the classroom. And so hearing that really always just catches my attention, because we know the importance of understanding that the term is called student athlete. So we hear it over and over again. The academic part comes first. And so what is it that really keeps you focused, or what motivates you to do well, not only on the court, but in the classroom also?
Like you said, it's student athlete. You can't be on the court if you're not doing what you have to do in the classroom. It starts in the classroom for you to be able to get to that point on the court. So basically knowing that if I don't do this, then the thing that I love could be taken away from me. So
that's good. So outside of sports, I know the goal for yourself, just I'm sure like many basketball players, is to play on the highest level. So, and I guess I'll ask you before we assume, what is your goal to play on the highest level possible, to play professionally at some point?
Yes, that is my goal. To play overseas is actually my goal.
Outside of the sport, what are some of the things first that you like doing?
I love to hang out with my teammates. Team bonding is great. It gets your chemistry on the court as well. So I love team bonding. Also volunteering. We do a lot of volunteering, working with little kids. That helps a lot with long term. So the volunteer hours there. Love
That's
doing
good.
that.
That's good. And so when it comes to college, I've had this conversation with some professional athletes as well as some college students. Sometimes you have to change your plans a couple times. But going into school, have you kind of thought about what you might want to major in, and even some things you might want to do professionally outside of the sport? Have you thought about some of those things?
Yes, I've actually want to become a sports psychologist or a physical therapist. It also keeps me close to the sport that I love. It keeps me to help student athletes with their mental, their physical health, their all around well being. So that's something I really want to pursue. In.
So in your sport, I always like to ask the young athlete. I love to give the information for really preparing for outside of the sport, but I also want to help the young athlete who doesn't have a good surrounding and how to prepare and getting better within the game. So I ask you, away from the practices, whether it's your travel team or even your high school team, do you do some things like in your spare time to kind of help mold your game and get better at the sport?
Yes, actually, outside of basketball, I do run cross country. That helps with me staying in shape, my endurance, being able to do those hustle plays, run up and down the court. Also outside of that, I would say with getting stronger. I actually haven't had the chance to do so yet, but it's coming. Getting stronger is a big part of the game, because it's going to be a lot of girls that are bigger, stronger than you, or men that are bigger, stronger than you. So you want to actually get in the weight room and put up a couple weights.
That's good. That's good. I always like to ask when I have the young athlete that's already in the process of going to the next level, or some of the guests I've had that are now playing, on the college level, I like to ask, through that process, I know after a while you've gained some attention. Like, what is it that keeps you kind of humble and grounded through the process, that you don't allow it to get to your head and lose focus? What are some of the things that keep you focused?
Knowing that it can be taken away from me. Today I could be doing my thing, and the next day anything can happen. So that's a big thing that keeps me humble and grounded.
All right. So just real quick, as we wrap up this awesome spotlight, I just wanted people to see another young athlete who is doing awesome, not only in the game, but also, outside of the game from the academic end, as well as already planning her goals outside of the sport. But what's some advice you have for the young athlete who wants to play at a high level? Just like, what are some things they need to do to really just understand, and I know it's a tough part of being a young athlete, that you want to enjoy life, but at the same time, you have these big goals. What are some advice you give the young athlete to really doing well and working hard so that they can play at a high level?
A lot of people think that talent is the main thing. I really believe that it's your mentality, whether you hustle, discipline, whether you can listen, being coachable. That plays a big part. You can have all the talent, but if you're not coachable, nobody wants to deal with you. So I feel like being able to listen and comprehend and understand what's really going on, that'll get you a long way.
I want to ask this question. Skylar, I always like to cover this for the athlete themselves. Through your career, what has been some of your most memorable moments thus far in your career?
My mom, she's coached me my freshman year, and she's also coached me this past AAU season. So being around her in the game, it's helped us bond on the court and also off. So that's really a good memory for me.
That's good. Well, Skylar, we appreciate you joining us. Again, this is a Friday spotlight, and those that get to catch it, she took a moment out of her busy time from practice to get on and do this interview with us. 2 questions I always like to ask, even on the regular show, Skylar. I want to ask you, how important is it to keep positive people in your circle?
It is very important. If you surround yourself with people who always think you're negative, you're going to end up sleeping down to that level. The positive people always keep you around. They always push you to be the best you can be. They'll always keep your head up and also be there for you at times when you need it. So it's really important to be around positive people.
Well, an awesome answer, Skylar. And my last question, who or what is it that inspires you in life?
What inspires me is being successful. It's really a dream to see myself being to where I can see everyone else being around me who are really successful. It's really inspiring.
Like every show, y'all know I always say it is good to be great in the sport you're playing, but it's even better to be great in life. So again, the young athlete that has an opportunity to watch this show, I hope you'll just look at the example before you and Skylar, who is not only excelling on the court, but she's excelling also academically and looking to do big things even in life. And so thank you, Skylar, again for joining us. We appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you.
And those that are watching, we just challenge you every show. Take the awesome information. Again, look at the awesome examples where we've been able to provide you. Continue to use the information, apply it, be intentional, apply it, and keep joining us as we continue to go out and up. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next episode.